Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Tangledeep, Dawn of Dragons. I'm a little bummed out, obviously, about how that went. It's very frustrating to lose due to something as dumb as having missed the key you were aiming for entirely and hitting a different key 2 hours into a run. It just makes it feel like a lot of wasted time. In some sense, it's no more wasted than any time that you spend playing a video game is wasted, I guess, so I can't be too upset. But I'm I'd be way less angry, honestly, if I died due to it being too hard. The fact that I died due to me pressing the wrong damn button really makes it a lot worse. So here's what we're going to do. I still want to try to get a relic. We're going to look at some of the dreams. Since we get to look at the stats for the dreams or the stories before we go into them, let's look for one that isn't 15 floors long. Let's see if we can find one that we might be able to do in like an hour. 15... Floors 15... So hold on, the Goldfrog's Grand Grotto was rated difficulty average. Okay. Just to kind of get an idea here. Monsters will respawn, gain job points only at campfires, but find many more consumables. That's interesting, I guess. Floors 30, very hard. You do get to bring your stuff in. Monsters will respawn. Are they just going to get harder and harder as we go lower? 12, very hard. You bring your stuff. Fewer monsters, many champions. I mean, one of these ones that's shorter and harder, but you get to bring with you the stuff that you've earned so far, is maybe a better fit for what we need. Yo, that's a huge dungeon! Those floors must not be full size, right? This is the ultimate challenge. But then there's also 3 more. This looks pretty similar to the first one. The Mystery King will chase you from the start. Okay, so you're fleeing from a monster until you get powerful enough to fight it. That's kind of a neat idea. And that means that that's not necessarily 15 floors long, because you could take him on whenever you want. Difficulty question marks. Monsters will fight each other. If they defeat another monster, they level up. Monsters will respawn. You get... That's very weird. And then Mountain's Revenge is... Floors 20, difficulty hard. Huh. Just hard. It's just the one we did before, but harder. Well, that's disappointing. I was hoping we were going to find one that we could execute more quickly. Which one was it that was only 12 floors? Was it the Hall of Champions? Bring stats, equipped gear and skills. It doesn't say that we can bring our pet, so I assume we can't. You know what? Let's try this one. It says very hard. Maybe we're going to find that this is not doable, but the cost for failure is so very low. Alright, you must reach the highest floor and defeat the Mystery King. No backtracking, monsters here are unique. Okay, pretty much the same stuff, but we get to play with the character we've built so far. And the beginning, it looks like, is going to be very, very easy. We may as well smash the monsters because we do get job points. I'm curious if job points earned and spent here carry over to our normal playthrough. Where's my charge? That's right, hold on. I have other movement skills here. We could shadow step instead. Look at that. Come back here, you. I mean, I certainly feel a lot more powerful. So we're going to have to be thorough on these floors, even though the monsters we're fighting are basically worthless, because we need to make sure that we're getting flask charges. And we brought our equipment, we brought our whole inventory with us in, so I'm going to... Maybe we keep the stuff we get in here as well? If it's not the case, then it's going to be really hard for me to tell what is part of the dungeon and what isn't, like what's going to come out with us. I guess we'll find out. Should be able to blaze through this one, though. First couple of floors, at least, should go really, really fast. Ooh, look at that guy. I've never seen that art before. There are an awful lot of monsters in the game now. They've been adding them pretty consistently, it seems like. Okay, also small amounts of money, I guess, are worth searching for. Mostly we just need to make sure that we have every flask charge we can get, because I'm sure the top part of this dungeon is going to be very difficult. Yeah, we got into a pretty rough position there. I don't think it was necessarily doable. Like, maybe it was, but we ran into a really... That's not the button I want. I wanted tab, yeah. Okay. We ran into a really rough position there with the random generation of some of the enemy abilities. Not just the champions, but also the those elementals that were dealing the shadow damage with the shadow vulnerability and stuff. And then that combined with the very difficult champions. We're not earning XP here, but that doesn't mean that we don't earn XP from this. It just means that these monsters are too low to give it to us. We might actually level up some more in here. This one might just be free progress for our character. We'll find out when we get up to monsters that are no longer marked trivial. Or, worthless, rather. We'll see if they give XP or not. Like, they can't be giving us fake job points that stay in the dungeon, right? There's no way they would expect us to know that abilities that we bought with those job points would go away. So somewhere around here there's a champion that is causing those fires. It's your deal. Shadow Grasp Puller, you are not the guy. You are still a guy, and you must suffer. Okay, so he is rated average difficulty. We did get XP, yeah. So it seems like maybe this particular dream is just a really good way to get free stuff. I guess we'll see. It did say that the price of dying is that we lose all of the all the progress we made in the dungeon. Which is kind of vaguely expressed and could mean a lot of things, I suppose. Shadow step into the room to hit all those guys with that. Drop a firebomb right here. And then I'm standing in a fire. That seems like a bad idea. So why don't we cloak and dagger through you? Gosh, I love having abilities again. Probably we should have had the Song of Might up this whole time. I cannot attack. I am paralyzed, but I am not sealed. It's just one of those, like, real video game-ass sentences that sometimes you say, and if you're a person who plays a lot of video games, you don't really necessarily think anything of it. I was playing Scrabble with my mom a couple of years ago, and I ran into one of those situations. I put down the word rune, like a rune, you know? You see runes all the time. Runes are, like, incredibly common. And she had literally never heard the word before. He was completely unfamiliar with rune. And I was like, how could that possibly be the case? But I guess if you don't play a lot of video games, it's not really a word you need all that often. If you're not into, like, video games or fantasy novels, does it even come up? And my mom's not like a stupid person. She's an educated lady and a nurse. It's real easy. One thing that being into video games, but having people in my life who are not into video games, but who I want to share art with, has taught me, is that it's really, really easy to not realize how much you know. And video games are a great example of this. Like, it is functionally impossible to teach video games, to some video games, to people who are not already familiar with lots of other video games, because of the amount of information that you are just expected to already have in order to participate in, I don't know if I would say the majority, but certainly a very large number of video games. Okay, you need to stop summoning blades. This is too many blades. What are you thinking? He is at 4% HP. Okay, so he is dead. I'm just gonna smash him. Alright, no more blades. Let's watch out for, yeah, this part where they come back. This is probably the most extreme possible example of this, but one time I was hanging out with my mom, but also it was the International was on. This is like a couple of years ago, and if you're not familiar, the International is like the Super Bowl of Dota 2. It's the thing that they're building toward all year, and then it's the it's the big tournament with all the money, and like the International, the person who wins the International gets, or the team rather, gets very extremely paid, like absurd. It's an absurd amount of money that you win. And so I had put that on in the background. I was mostly talking to my mom, but I put that on my computer so I could like kind of pay attention to it, know what was happening. And she thought the game was super cool looking. She's like, wow, that's fascinating. Look at all that stuff. And she was like, you know, you're always talking to me about video games. Could I learn to play this one? And I was like, no, absolutely not. But we'll try. We'll give it a shot. Let him be. It is peaceful here. You know, hey, what are you doing here? In this story. Many cycles have I yearned to escape the labyrinth of a forgotten item dream. I stumbled through a portal and found myself in Tangledeep. That's incredible. We've definitely had this conversation before. Can I have some gold, please? Curse, this gilded body of mine has been naught but trouble. No longer will it restrain me. What a situation. I wonder if you just rest if he leaves you some gold. I've already forgotten how to interact with him in a useful way. But I do love watching him curse his body and then ascend back to his home planet. So I helped my mom install Steam on her computer. And then we didn't try to play Dota right then because we were doing stuff. But we set it up. And I was like, okay, after I get back home, like tomorrow or something, we'll try some stuff. We'll get on, I think, Skype at that point. Is how long ago it was that I was still using, people were still using Skype for stuff. And I was like, we'll try to play a game and we'll see if you like this. I think it's going to be tough for you, but we'll see. I'm out of energy. I cannot song, for I have no energy. Well, what I can do is smash dudes with my smite. So we did that. It was like a couple of days later, but we got Dota installed on her computer and she launched it, and we sat down to play like a game with really easy bots, and I was like, here's how this is gonna work. I'm fascinated to see how long it'll be before you give up, because this game is impossible for people who play video games. Is this guy gonna be tough? He is probably not. You know what? He might be tough enough to justify singing. Let's lower his damage. I should probably go ahead and set up my... Oh, right, paralyzed. Well, we could Divine Fury. No, we can't. We can Cloak and Dagger, though. How many turns am I paralyzed for? One more? So I need one more ability. Firebomb is an energy-based thing. We actually have a fair number of energy-based things with this character. We could Verse of Challenges. I mean, he's almost dead already. That feels like a waste. That's the wrong button. Do I have anything else I can do here? I guess I can just walk away from him a little bit. There we go. Now I'm allowed to punch him. Easy. So anybody who's tried to learn Dota, you know the thing she was in for. There's no version of this story that ends with, and now my mom loves Dota. But I was surprised at how quickly it fell apart, because I was just trying to explain the UI to her, and I was like, okay, so you see at the bottom of the screen there, the red bar is your hit points, and she said to me, the most terrifying sentence anyone has ever said to me, what are hit points? And I realized there's no way we can go from the answer to that question to you playing an actual game of this today. There's just so much to cover. Because there is, in video games, it is almost always the case, especially modern video games. There's so much codified information that the game does not have time to teach you, is not interested in teaching you. This is the stuff, these are the table stakes, you know? You just have to already be here if you want to play this game. Anyway, it took me such a long time to tell that story that I don't remember what my initial point was, but video games are hard, basically. Alright, you're dead, give me that butler's bell. And we don't actually have to fight these crabs, I can just run from them until they despawn. Really thought it was gonna have already happened. There we go. That's a very annoying thing for you to do. We may as well go ahead and spend a charge, because we're going to go up to 26 when we hit this either way. Very resistant to physical, but he doesn't so much like being hit with huge lightning bolts. Okay, good enough. It's weird. The earthy polyp is basically just a, what do you call it? I can't remember what those enemies are called. The ones that look like panthers. Stop running away. Cowardice. Alright, I really do like Shadow Step. Just like the versatility of it. So many movement abilities have weird restrictions on them. I love being able to just go exactly where I want to go. How much damage is my armor thing doing? Okay. Thing doesn't go back that far, sadly. So are we cool with this? Are we done with this floor now? Nope, there's actually a huge unexplored area yet. I did have some hope. Some hope that somehow, miraculously, it would turn out that that not only did she get the game, but that she would love it, but also she's a person who has obligations in her life. Dota's a big ask for anybody. I haven't played a proper game of Dota in a large number of years. Many years. More than one by a bunch. Brew of Rapidity. Greatly increases CT gain for a brief time. I wish For a Brief Time had a number on it. That seems okay. Definitely going to grab one of these. Ooh, the Harp of Havoc. Just a really weird bow. We will not be able to take this out of here, I assume, so it's probably not even worth looking at. Banded Mail of Thorns and Foraging. We could use some better equipment. It's like, this is kind of a weird thing, right? If I buy this Banded Mail and sell my Splint Mail of Bone Crabs, when we get out of the story, am I still going to be wearing the Splint Mail of Bone Crabs? I'm not 100% clear on what the rules are here. Anyway, I'm not going to buy that. It's not good enough to be worth spending gold on, even though it is probably better than what I'm wearing. Let's try to find some better stuff than that. And honestly, I may sell my... Like, the Splint Mail of Bone Crabs is only fine as far as armor goes. I may just sell it before we're done here, just to see what happens, to see if we get it back at the end of the story. I am kind of curious here. Are we... I think we're accumulating job points on top of the amount that we had when we came in, but we definitely didn't bring our gold in with us. Yeah, I don't know. This is weird. This whole thing is weird. Earthy Polyp the Defiler. I don't really want to fight him in a one-tile wide hallway because we know his abilities a little bit. I want a place where I can sidestep when he winds up the Claw Slash. Probably the Song of Might on. He does have a weak spot on this side, so I do want to keep hitting him here. Oh, we're hitting him really hard, too. Actually, I can just Cloak and Dagger him, I guess. That's so annoying. That's the price he pays for being annoying. So we found a basic spear on the ground. I do think it's strange that, like, almost everything in the game has icons, but they still do this ambiguous sparkle of treasure on the ground thing rather than just letting you see what it is that's on the ground. I'm not 100% sure why that is. I mean, I'm sure there's a good reason. They like the ambiguity. A sparkle potentially being distracting, even though it might be an item that you don't, it turns out, actually care about. Oh my god. So much garbage to avoid. Yeah, we can flask, I suppose, here. Shock Ring of Focus. I think Focus is like a bunch of discipline. 10 discipline. I actually kind of like that over the Flame Ring, I think. I mean, the Flame Ring is buffing up our melee weapon. So probably Flame is the best damage type for us, because we do a huge amount of our damage with our melee weapon. Yeah, alright, let's not worry about it. It's easy to forget exactly how our character works in the real game because we just spent 2 hours, 2 whole days of play building an alternate universe version of the character. It'd be easier to remember if we were doing a thing that was really different. But the fact that it was similar in a lot of ways. He's stealing my food. What the hell? Give me those cookies back. What's wrong with you? Who thinks that stealing food is an okay thing to do during a fight? This is like... I know we're trying to kill each other, but you don't have to be disrespectful. Okay. Well, this is annoying. Fortunately, Shadow Step is cheats. Physical resist, Shadow Bleed. I mean, we're hitting with fire damage mostly. That's my acid pool, so I don't need to move. We may as well bash him 1 to lower his damage output, and then start a fire on his face. Now, you know, he's already at 58. I think we'll probably just crush him. Right, I don't have any stamina. Nobody's dropping stamina orbs. Never mind. This guy. This guy gets it. Ooh, gold mail. I don't remember what gold mail is. Gold mail is 50% chance to reduce push and pulls. Okay, that's an interesting piece of gear. A piece of gold mail would make a fine base to use the item dream machine to build a good powerful item on. You are resistant to toxic. No, sorry. You are resistant to stuff, and also you are toxic, which means you leave poison garbage on the ground. Got it. Give you one of these. I will just Cloak and Dagger through that. That's an annoying thing for you to have done. Okay. Just trying to make sure that we're actually getting all the... Okay, use Shadow Step. Heavy Smash is doing like 50 damage. That's pretty decent. It's not, like, compared to our melee attack. Where's my actual melee hit? 17 damage with Grim Weapon. Okay, so yeah, that's a pretty significant amount of damage relative to our melee attacks. You're at 11 HP, 11%, so it just, like, blasts you with stuff. Okay. May as well do this. Ice Dagger's electrified and massive. I don't actually know what massive means. I do love the fact that his name is Grim Noble Varmint. Someday I hope to grow up to be a Grim Noble Varmint. Just put this right on me, I guess. Maybe keep this ticking. Right, stamina. I burned through my stamina very quickly. But we're taking kind of a lot of damage here. Yeah, like kind of a huge amount of damage. Still healing. Hit me for 176 with the crit. Yeah, so he crit me with his melee attack and with his Ice Dagger on the same turn. I think we're okay, though. He can't do that much. He can't do too much more than that in one turn. We'll survive. Regenerating Puller. That's not too bad. Puller can be... I mean, it does exactly what it sounds like it does, and it can be very annoying if you are a ranged character who is trying to stay at range. But for a melee character, it's basically just guaranteeing that I will get to deal the damage I want to deal. I still have one more turn of... Very annoying. Cloak and Dagger. Okay, so fire bombs are doing good damage. It is nice to have the number of options that we have on this character. In particular, I really love having movement powers, like just generally. So the Paladin works really well for me with the Armor Slam. I think this game has fantastic ability design. They give you a lot of tools to build fun synergies, but there's also... Like, it's not just the case that it's like, well, obviously when you play Paladin, you should also play this other class. There are multiple directions, if that makes sense, for the synergies that everybody has, so you have a lot of freedom to build things that feel good but are not necessarily the same from run to run. I think I already have a good idea for the spell build that we might pursue with a future character. Using a couple of my favorite spell casting classes, although I don't really remember what the locked class does in any great detail. I think there's a good chance we'll unlock it on this run, because I remember how it is unlocked. So we'll have to have a look at that. I might want to weave some of that stuff in there. Alright, what's your deal? Oh yes, strange potions, gimme. Alright, we are attractive. Some monsters are attractive, but we are regenerating health rapidly. This one's actually totally fine. It might even be better than totally fine. This is a great one. Certainly don't need to do a rest. That's right, we're already fighting pretty much everything we see. It's not like monsters being attracted to me is making things any harder. So he's an acid elemental, he's very resistant to poison, and he does barrier, which means we would really like to fight him in here if we can. Yeah, because he could very easily have put up a barrier to his left, and then we wouldn't have been able to fight him in the doorway at all. He's very resistant to fire, which poses some issues for us. But we're just gonna hit him with all of our other stuff. Get some bleed damage, get a shadow step. So he's pretty messed up. Still, unfortunately, very resistant to fire. Do we have anything else? I don't remember what kind of damage the hammer deals. Okay, hammer is lightning damage. Cool. And then I guess we just hit him with melee once or twice. There we go. Smites up. Just gotta give ourselves time to cool some stuff down. I could probably adjust the combat log to not show things like regeneration ticks. I could make the combat log a little bit more useful. It's really easy for me to know what's going on because I'm the one doing it, but it may not always be easy for you guys to follow what's going on because there's a lot of stuff that happens, sometimes very quickly. I really don't want to just stand in the acid, so I guess we'll step out of this one and we'll just hit him with a lightning bolt. A couple of lightning bolts. And then, nope, no resources actually, of any kind. He's at 15. I don't necessarily trust myself to kill him from 15%. Yeah, we would not have gotten there in a single hit. And then, enemy bomb. Let's not stand in the bomb. The bone crab fears nothing. He will stand in the bomb. Someday I hope to be as powerful and brave as a bone crab. As powerful and brave and easy to summon as a bone crab. Hooray for stuns! You never get a turn. That was actually a wild sequence of stuns there. Chilled Avenger. Okay, so we did kill an enemy in front of him. Which means he's getting a little bit of bonus stats. He also stole my... Why does everybody want my cookies so badly? Do we want to just... Yeah, let's just cloak and dagger him. I don't think he's going to do anything to us that's going to require us to use movement abilities. So let's just get that bleed started now. He's actually very tough. I mean, he's very resistant to fire. Obviously, I'm not taking that too seriously because I don't think that he's a particularly intimidating enemy based on the abilities we've seen from him. Although his ability to keep the bone crabs off of him is unmatched. I guess we'll just... Yeah, there we go. Just wait a second. Also, we break all the tables. Not because we need to, but because it is fun to break tables. The only thing I learned in my SQL database class in college is that I really enjoy breaking tables. Okay, so that's a pair of champions together. This is probably a good time to make sure that we are singing and operating our class at full-ish capacity. Semi-full capacity. Neither one of them is particularly fire resistant. Oh, there's another one. Ooh, with Whirlwind. Y'all know how I feel about that Whirlwind. Let's try to burn through... Oh, I'm out of stamina. Out of kind of everything. For some reason, somebody dropped stamina up there. I'm inclined to go get it, but there's also ice traps everywhere, so maybe we don't move. Maybe we just accept the spinning blade. I could... Oh, my flask is already running. Never mind. So the ice trap is just going to lock me in place for a turn, I believe. Yeah, greater freeze. It said paralyzed when we walked onto it, but it didn't actually... Okay, greater freeze does prevent you from attacking, but it's not technically the paralyze effect. Well, I don't know that I'm allowed to do anything then. I could drop a firebomb if the cooldown was up, but we don't really have a lot of abilities that are cheap enough to use. Okay, he's getting distracted by the bone crabs. That's real good for us. This guy, I don't really care about. We can let Quillpaw, the spotted Razor Ox, live for a while. Let's just let this dude have it. We do have our full Song of Might up, so we are sometimes double attacking, and we just generally dealing a lot of damage. Just gotta get here the old-fashioned way until we can find the moment to go and grab some of these stamina things. Okay, there we go. Now we're feeling refreshed. These pillars have numbers along the bottom, and I don't know what they mean. First time I was playing this game and I saw those, I was like, oh man, that must be some kind of secret code or something. There must be some secret of the pillars. Doesn't seem to be the case. At least I never found anything. It's conspicuous though, right? Like weird that there's just a random number written on this very common room element. Although maybe the fact that it's very common makes it less likely that it would be special in some way. Ah, you fool, you've shown your face. Now you get shadow stepped. So he is immune to fire. Well, that's not great for us. Alright, we're gonna hook and dagger our way out of this. Nope, it moved with him. I was hoping that the location, I was hoping that the spread of that would not be him relative, but it was. Okay, he's gonna be actually quite annoying to fight. Let's eat something. I know we don't have a ton of food, but this looks like it's gonna be a kind of a dangerous one. So let's get some more health coming back in. And then we really want to use all of our non-fire abilities on him directly. Step a little closer. Step a little closer. Okay, then walk away because acid. He's making this very difficult on me. I mean, we smite really hard. And if I now drop this like this, both of the bolts are guaranteed to hit him. And he's at 1%. So, poke and dagger. Okay. I'm gonna just run away, let my bone crabs deal with the frogs. Never mind. Let time deal with the frogs. Turns out, time, when you are guaranteed to be longer lived than your enemies, time is your most potent weapon. And I guess we're good here. Yeah, it's certainly getting harder already, and we still have 7 floors to go. The individual normal monsters aren't too bad yet. But also, everything is champions everywhere all of the time. Probably shouldn't just stand in that. Damn it. Yeah, he's very annoying. Like, almost unbelievably so. Move myself into a position here where I don't really have a good approach. Do we have some low-quality food I could be eating just to, like, keep pushing my health up? I don't think that it said there would be an unusually large number of champions in this dungeon, but it sure feels like there's an unusually large number of champions, right? Can't believe I was forced to kill him. Look at how noble that varmint was. You know, it was self-defense, but still, it feels bad. I feel like in the dream scenarios like this, the item, not dream, the stories and stuff, they could cut down on the amount of garbage loot. Just like common quality stuff could never drop. Maybe not in all of the stories, but in these ones where you get to bring your own equipment in, feels like they could just make that stuff not happen. This guy is also fire very resistant, so I'm doing my best to hit him with all of our bleeds and lightning attacks as quickly as possible. Good to have a variety of damage types. Unfortunately, we're starting to run out of stuff here. Did shield slam him? think this always does physical damage. Yeah, I mean, we're getting there. It's taken a while, though. Shadow Step here. The Armor Slam is also always physical damage, no matter what you have equipped. So it's a good way around stuff like this. This guy is not particularly resistant to anything that we do. What's the cooldown on the hammer? 2 more turns? Because this hallway is a very good situation for it. Oh, right. I'll start singing, and then I will be out of good options on this guy, unfortunately. Oh, do we not have Radiant Aura running? I mean, I know we actually use energy in this version of the build where we have all these extra things, but maybe I do want Radiant Aura up for this dungeon. And then I'm gonna... Nope, I'm not gonna charge. Never mind, I have no stamina. As always. I'm gonna put a bomb down over here. It's not gonna affect that guy at all, so we may as well lay it in a position where it's likely to work on this dude. And basically we're just waiting out the cooldown of anything. I'm 2 energy short of Divine Fury. That's annoying. I'm a little bit short of everything. Yeah, we're just short of everything. Okay, well, here's what we'll do with our extra turn. We will eat some fruit or something. This fruit gives you back all of your stuff. We don't actually have any fruit. I ate the only bananas. Okay, I need to use those butler spells. Shoot, we don't even really have food that gives stamina or... Okay, we have these cookies everybody keeps stealing. We can eat some cheese. I'm gonna eat the cheese. We have way more stamina abilities than other stuff. We'll just work on this guy for a second. Almost. I almost got him. We could do one of those. There we go. You, I can just melee attack, except that sometimes I cannot melee attack because you are a jerk. Oh, we can push you back here and stun you. Oh, that's not my bone crab. I just assumed it was on account of, you know, the bone crabs. Because here we have a resist piercing, cheerleader, and avenger. Boy, that's like a really annoying creature. Let's eat... Sorry, that's not the button. I'm not pressing any of the right buttons here, frankly. Let's eat a leg of turkey. I would really love it if there were just not monsters for a while. Okay, and then we need... Sorry, how long am I full for? Well, forever. Infinite turns. This is going to be a real, just basic melee attack type fight. That's okay, my base attack bonus is great. And we are getting level ups in here. Let's take it in strength. That feels appropriate here. It's too many, man. It's too many it's too many enemies. Too many champions. We're definitely taking all of the mint brews. Thunder tincture sounds fine. We don't need that stuff all that badly. Rune of Knowledge, Danger Magnet. Here's the thing. Now I'm buying these, I think, with actual job points. I don't know that I care that much because I was not that impressed by the ones that we got before. 15% chance when attacking to create a sentry robot, plus 20 strength. 30% weapon damage as physical to adjacent enemies. This is great. What an extremely good item. And then, we're probably not going to find any new weapons that make sense. This is... fine. Caro Phalanx Studded Vest. At less than 35%, less than or equal to 35% HP, a strong cool frog appears. In case you're not, Caro, I believe, is the Japanese onomatopoeia for the sound that a frog makes. What we in English say ribbit for. Japanese has a lot of onomatopoeias that seem to me, as a person raised in a different culture, to be real strange. So he's not super resistant to our stuff. We don't really want to start healing until the toxified thing wears off. Did he apply it? Who toxified me? Okay, I think it was him. Defense melted and toxified. Alright, well, let's crush this dude. Like, as fast as possible, because he seems actually very dangerous. And enemies who can lower your ability to heal yourself are always a problem. Also, he has a weakness marking on this side, so let's take advantage of that. Of course, I would have to be able to hit him. He's very resistant to shadow, so the shadow bleed doesn't feel like it's worth putting up. I guess it really is just kind of like smash him. Be really cool if we weren't missing. This is another situation where I should have started singing as soon as I saw there were two champions in the room. I missed my optimal opportunity here. Okay, stop being invincible. You're making things very difficult for me. Alright, there we go. We did some damage. Alright, so you're not particularly resistant to anything. We just gotta kill you fast because you're a cheerleader. Taking a lot of damage. I think we're gonna be okay. Yeah, 358 is... That would be a lot of damage for them to deal, even working together in a single turn. And then we have the heal coming in. We'll smite this guy to lower his damage. And then... don't have energy. Of course I don't. Why would I think that I would have energy? Since when have I had energy? Okay. Getting to be kind of a lot of damage output from some of these dudes. And we really are very reliant on our flask to heal up. There's not a lot of food going on down here. You know what I should be doing? I should be trying to find opportunities to cook items that are not normally food into food. So like at the campfires, instead of just making campfire meat, which granted is very good, it might be worth turning some non-food items into food. I don't know. Is there a thing I'm going to cook that's better for me than... Oh, hold on. I bought that thing and then didn't equip it. Probably over the chemist's gloves? These are giving me bonus flask healing over time. But that's really all they're doing, plus the core stats. And this has slightly lower core stats, but it is giving 18 extra points of strength. I think it would be silly to replace the flame ring, but that is probably worth doing. So, very curious whether or not we are going to still have that item after all is said and done. He's summoning... Oh no, that's my sentry. Get him, sentry! Okay, this necklace is already worth the money. I get to summon terrifying robots. The most important thing one of my summons could possibly be is terrifying. Oh, it's you! Thanks again for saving me back there. Wait a second, how is a guy that I saved in the present in this old story? Turns out being cooped up in a mine makes my boulders stiff. Yo, I don't need to hear about your boulders, friend. I'm not saying that we're not pals, but Jesus. Oh, tense. Yes, absolutely tense. Map is unfinished. Reveals all tiles on the current floor. Yo, 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 give me those. That seems like... what an extremely good merchant. Let's cook up some campfire fruit. Seems like a thing we might want to take with us. Well, we certainly could just go straight up. Do you have anything that's really compelling? You have a mint super brew, which we will totally buy. Thunder tincture, a verdant super tonic. Actually, yeah, gimme. Fade's crescent bow. This is a lot of resistance. More gold from monsters. Chance to ignore negative status effects. I kind of love that. The banded mail here has arrow dampening, which is really useful. Take minus 1% damage per summoned creature you control. Minus 25% damage from ranged attacks. Slightly more damage from melee. This is so much physical resistance. But this is minus 25% damage of all kinds, not just physical. I think I actually want this. And then we get a damage reduction whenever, a very small damage reduction whenever we spawn one of our drones. Yeah, I'll take that. So let's get that on. And we have a champion ahead. I'm just gonna preemptively flask. Not just a champion, like a really badass one. Fire immune is one of my least favorite things that an enemy could possibly be. A cheese thief is right up there, though. That's pretty bad. I am burning. Yeah, whatever. I'm fine with that. Let's bleed you. Let's shoot more lightning at you. Hold on, I should throw the hammer first. We're really not doing damage to him all that quickly. I might put up the Song of Endurance here, since we're not going to be very melee attack heavy in this particular battle. And then Shadow Step him. Put up a Shadow Bleed. We have one turn left until Smite Evil, and then we can do a slightly more energy-efficient Divine Fury, although I don't currently have any energy. He's still at 63%. Let's eat something. Let's eat a cookie. Do I have better dessert than a cookie? It's 43 energy. It's not going to get me that far. Right, I got to remember to actually use the Butler spell. Alright, well, this is what we'll take. And we'll bash you again. Flask is already running. Yeah, 47. I mean, the hammer's going to come back and hit him. And it'll hit him from the side he's weak on. That's good. I have to wait one more turn until I have the energy for this. I could shield slam him. I don't know that I actually want to knock him back, though. You know, he probably won't get knocked back because the space that's directly away from me is filled. Alright, now we can do this for 2. Oh no, the hammer was consuming the wrath charges, actually, so we didn't have built-up wrath. And then, I don't have the ability to harm him anymore. He's completely immune to fire. I guess that's not true. I can harm him a little bit, because my weapon does do shadow damage. Yep. Got him for 17. How long until one turn before I can eat again? 20 energy has to be enough to do something. I think all my good spells are on cooldown. Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait. He's pretty angry. He looks mad. So I need to eat something that's gonna give me back something. I also need to equip a weapon in my... We need to have another weapon equipped. Something that does allow me to do non-fire damage. Show me just weapons. What's the most compelling weapon? This mace is not bad. Cruel Scimitar Claws. You know what? Put that in slot 2. I don't know what I'm thinking here. Just like not attacking him is definitely wrong. Okay. Got his loot back, and also all of my stolen food is on the floor now. Yeah, you have to have more than one weapon equipped. You have to be ready to deal with this situation. So far, it hasn't been that big of a problem. That guy was the first time it, like, really mattered. I'm glad we had something for the situation. So it would be nice if each floor was positive on... Sorry, what's he... Okay, he's not particularly strong or weak against anything. He did paralyze me the moment I stepped into the weak spot. That's annoying. But that's okay. We have stuff we can do. I could shield slam him. I don't really want to. Let's throw a hammer at him. And now we can just smash. He is very regenerative, though. So that seems like a problem. Okay, actually, never mind. He's made of fire, but he is not actually fire resistant, which is very good for us. So what is this? He's acidified, so this is going to be a huge splash of poison damage. I don't know that there's a lot I can do about it, so we're just going to keep fighting him. Hey, you're back. Blinking Avenger boy. So killing another boss in front of him is going to give him a stat boost, but also, I'm not guaranteed to be able to kill this guy. He might blink away again. And let's try to get down to one big enemy. Don't have the energy for that. Okay. He blinked into the space I was planning on walking back into. Well, so yeah, he doesn't have instinctive regen from his champion qualities. It's just that the baseline creature that he is generated with that. That's really annoying. So we have no resources. He can just teleport away at any time to not die. Although I don't think he gets to choose. I think the blink is random. And he paralyzes us all the time. What a frustrating dude. And also the regeneration. You know, you're just gonna, if they randomly generate enemies enough, you're going to run into an enemy with a selection of powers that is a problem for you. Okay, so he's very resistant to lightning. A lot of our cool stuff is just not going to be as efficient as bashing him with the big hammer. Wow, 393 damage on that crit. Not too bad. Yeah, I'm not applying a ton of technique here. Let's just have at him. Mint Super Brew for free. Every time I see this, first of all, a large enough Star Wars nerd in general, and secondly, just so much in the Jedi Fallen Order mind space. Every time I see this sentence, my brain says, TIE Heavy Fighter? Wait a minute, there are TIE Fighters in this game? And you would think after like the third time that it happens, I would go, oh, no, hold on, I know what that actually says. But no, it turns out my brain doesn't work that way. It works in a much dumber way than that. Okay, we'll just walk out. He's acidified, we're about to take the acid, there's nothing I can do about it. Let's just survive it. Song of Might off the table. Here we go. This is a stamina ability. And then don't really want to charge or anything. I like his frogs being on that side of him while I am on this side of him. So I guess let's just beat him up. Not doing quite as much damage as I would like, and he is summoning blades directly on my face. Come back to me, hammer. This is ugly. There's not really anything we can do about it. Do I want to take an emergency heal of some kind? No, I don't think so. I think I want to just keep... Man, the blades are a real problem. Don't have the energy to teleport out anyway. We could use one of these things. This will probably deal more damage than my attack. Yeah, there we go. Frogs, leave me alone. There we go. That is exactly the kind of situation those things are for. Nanas, that's a beautiful thing. Alright, let's use those butler spells, because I just remembered. Imagine what your life would be like if every time you said, oh hey, I should do a thing, you forgot it immediately 2 seconds later. Every single time. I'm not saying that living through life like this makes me braver than other people, but if you wanted to say that, I wouldn't, like, argue with you. I'm a very strong believer in the freedom to express praise of SB. It's a fundamental human right. Do we want to eat anything else? I think I want to eat, like, the worst food we have. Let that restore a little bit of stamina and energy for us. You are profoundly annoying. So he's explosive. He's going to be dropping bombs in addition to all of the other annoying stuff that this guy has with the instinctive regen. Fortunately, we can do stuff like Cloak and Dagger and then step forward to escape the bomb. I love Blessed Hammer because it is a stamina-based ranged attack. Lucid Orb for Wild. What is a Wild Lucid Orb? Plus 15 power and also more randomness. Okay. Found ourselves a Falcon Edge, which is a damned good base sword. 300 base weapon power. Jeez. It's a shame that we're probably not going to get to take that out of the dungeon with us, because that would be lovely to build something out of. Oh, also, while I'm thinking about it, we should definitely have a ranged weapon in one of our slots here. Apparently, the only ranged weapons we have are short bows. Those are not very compelling. Oh no, here we go. Silver bow, 194. I guess that's slightly better. Where's my... Hold on. Yeah, view all. Re-equip. I wish it didn't take you out of the interface when you do that. Let's make sure that this is paired with my weapon. So that if we equip the bow, stuff comes back. Are we... Yes, we are ready to leave. So we ended up netting slightly negative on flask charges that floor, but we got a lot of other stuff. I think it is worth exploring the floors, not just doing a beeline for the top. That said, we might start doing a beeline for the top, like maybe even now. Well, we have 3 dungeon maps. How about this? Well, we'll explore 8 pretty thoroughly, and then on 9, 10, and 11, we'll use the dungeon maps to just find the top floor, to find the stairs. Because we're going to start getting into more and more difficult situations that are going to start taxing our, like, other resources. Like our number of teleportation scrolls and stuff. Seems like we might walk out of here with exactly 1 relic. Whatever it is that we get from the Memory King. Or the Story King. The Mystery King, I believe. Okay, you look like a problem. Very resistant to lightning, but not to fire. Shadow Grasp, Banisher, Illusionist. Well, I do want to keep exploring. Do we have some crummy food that restores everything? Honestly, Fruit Cobbler's not that bad. I'll just eat a banana. Start regenerating our stuff now, because I'm sure we're going to need more than we have. So the real one is very resistant to shadow damage as well. But I'm going to use a Shadow Step here just to get me... Never mind. I was going to say to get me into position to attack the real one a little bit more effectively. If we smash a couple of these guys up, we can potentially generate a... what do you call it? Generate ourselves a sentry, which would be nice. Oh, illusionism. So wait, which one's the real one? It's this one. Alright, I guess let's do a Cloak and Dagger down there. I'd really like to just focus our efforts on the one that actually exists. I would love to sing a song, but apparently we have run out of that. Okay, we're gonna get some energy in a second here. I guess just smash. And then let's put up the Song of Endurance, because we're going to be enduring a lot of attacks from a lot of different sides here. And then, honestly, we might just... I don't know that we have a lot of plays that are better than do melee attack. Unfortunately, the fire bombs are good, but we don't have the energy for them. Divine Fury is bad here. Yeah, a lot of our alternative attacks deal lightning, which is just very unfortunate. We are not getting this done super fast. Some of this is coming down to, like, whether we get crits or not. Because we do crit awfully hard. Lucid Orb for Brave. Brave might be bonus damage against champions? No, okay. 30% attack damage if you have greater than or equal to 65% HP. Man, that is an interesting trait. That is something you could force to be true an awful lot. Alright, well, I don't like that. that summoned Fungal Toad means there's another champion nearby. I was just trying to draw this guy back into a place where he wouldn't have a lot of ways to get away from us. But it seems we've also attracted the attention of a summoner champion somewhere up ahead. Well, that's fine. Don't have any energy. We did knock some stamina out of him, but we can't go get it at the moment. I mean, he's just not very, he's not actually very tough. That was an okay amount of damage, though. Oh, sentry drone, how I wish you had, like, a laser or something. You know what I would love is to be able to grab that energy orb. Okay. A Harrier and Conjurer. So Harrier means that he is going to constantly shoot ranged garbage at us. I'm going to use a safety potion. I don't really want to fight him. I'm wondering if maybe we do just bail on this floor, because this is already looking like it's going to be more trouble than it's worth. Let's just leave. We'll try to beeline out of the dungeon from here. Oh, hey. Wait, is his name? Okay, Primordial Potter Insect. Illusionist with ice daggers. I think the illusions can't summon ice daggers. I think it'll just be him. But that's a very annoying creature. I'm going to go ahead and eat a fruit cobbler. You stay right there. I'm going to jam this fruit cobbler in my face. I should remember to move adjacent to enemies before using my food. Okay. Firebomb on me. For some reason he ran away. Oh my god. A cheerleader. Okay, I was gonna just kill the dude and then use our dungeon map and get things figured out, but now I'm thinking maybe we leave. Dungeon map. Here we go. There are 3 more champions between us and the most direct path out of here. It's just gonna be all... I mean, it's the Hall of Champions, right? We don't have the energy to start a song. Are they both the same? Yeah, they are both the same. I guess we're still full, so we can't eat anything that would give us energy. That also means that most of our ability to teleport has been removed. Do we have any camouflage potions or anything that's going to get me out of this? We have a teleportation scroll. We have 2. We have to be pretty cautious with them, because we have 2. I have 1,500 health, so the bomblets are actually pretty good in this situation. Oh, it doesn't hit quite the same way that I was expecting. Yeah, this sucks. Okay, let's teleport out of here. I don't think there's any benefit to us of trying to fight our way out of this situation. It's going to be tedious, it's going to spend a lot of resources, and we're not going to get very much from it. You asshole. Cloak and Dagger. Yeah, and they're just going to summon an infinite number of illusions, which are going to appear and disappear, and we're going to hope that they get too caught up in the hallways. It kind of looks like they maybe have lost track of us already. Obviously, that does not mean that we can stop. Your only deal is that you are blinking. Might be able to just kill you. God, do I love an enemy where all we have to do is fight it. I guess I should smite you. Hit me really hard there. Let's maybe also... small emergency potion. He is still hitting quite hard. 14%, huh? He hit me for 295 last turn. So we could take another emergency potion. I don't think we're going to kill him in one turn here. I'm gonna take a big potion. Okay. One attack did kill him. I underestimated our ability. This would be an okay time to eat, like, the other fruit cobbler, maybe? Just give us back some of our escape resources. And then we're right up here at the end. Ooh, a Colossus sword. You don't really benefit from picking up these demon scissors, even. This is gonna be this turn that goes off. I think I gotta move now. Yeah. I don't want to be stunned. Okay. Let's just get the hell out of here. Oh, I should have wasted a flask charge there. I think I might actually just rest here. It's a large enough amount of HP and energy. Yeah, rest. Oh, you know what? If I'm going to rest, I should cook normal food on the fire first. Because cooking special food immediately expends the fire, but cooking normal food doesn't. Alright, dungeon map. We can do this. We can get out of here. Knowledge! We are here. Stairs are there. Great. The Master Codex of the Wolf. Okay, 11. Bruiser Golem, the Deathbringer. He is impossible. He is of impossible difficulty. So that's bad. That's maybe the worst difficulty he could possibly be of. The stairs are... I'm here. The stairs are actually not very far away. He is toxic, but he's not going to, like, pull us or anything. Alright, we made it to the top. Let's flask, and we don't have a dungeon map here, but it wouldn't really help us anyway, because the Memory King, or the Mystery King, is not going to appear as anything special. He's just going to appear as a champion monster. It's not really information that's useful to us. I'm really worried about this. That guy is marked as being impossible as well. I was hoping it was just like the champion difficulty, but we're just facing enemies that hit for 706 damage. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we lose then. Boy, they weren't lying. This is very hard. This is too hard for us to do at this level. Okay, so I'm just gonna let him kill us then. Yep, back to town. Did I not click it? I thought I clicked it. Seems like maybe it's not working. I can still go into menu. Seems like some of the stuff with this is a little bit buggy. So none of my keyboard buttons work, but clicking on stuff still works. Saving back to title, and then we'll load back into the character. Let's see where it puts me. Hopefully it'll put us back in Tangledeep, back in Riverstone Grove. Nope, okay. It put me back here at 0 hit points. Okay, I was knocked out, back to town. Hey, that time it actually worked. So. Yeah, we did not keep the items that we found. I did not try selling anything, so I don't know if we would have gotten it back. I assume we probably would have. It just, like, resets our inventory. Although I wish it reset the stuff back onto you as well. Okay, that is very hard. Like, very, very hard. Did we keep we did keep all the job points, though. So that's pretty good. That means that we have enough job points now to just go ahead and do the other 2 job trials. So I think maybe that's how we'll pick up tomorrow. For today, though, that is going to be it for us. Thank you all so much for watching. Stories are tough, it turns out. I always thought they were mostly tough to write, but apparently they're also very difficult to hear. Come back next time tomorrow for some job trials and some actual real-world advancement of our character. I mean, not the real, because it's still video. You know what I mean. And we'll see you then.